last time we spoke about NFTs.
Yes.
Has your
Yeah.
mind changed on NFTs at all?
No, not really. I mean, with the recent crash and all the issue,
Mm,
the I obviously, once again, I will preface this with I am absolutely an amateur in this
mm.
field. I know what I see online. Um, and what I've seen online is at first, like I said last time, the principle was sound and very noble, decentralizing the currency, getting uh, a way for smaller creators to create revenue on their digital artwork.
Hmm.
Fantastic. It quickly turned into fast territory again, like with the Bitcoin farms hogging up all the GPUs, where the reality quickly overtook the intention, and you end up with these monkey chains and the whole Dune fiasco and things like this. I saw at the beginning a few people selling their artwork as NFTs, which I had seen existing not as NFTs before.
Mm.
And I was like, okay, that's kind of where I can see like somebody wants to exclusively own a very nice 3D animation. Great. Um, my opinion of it, however, hasn't really changed. I do still think it's kind of dumb,
Mm.
and I do still think that whilst noble, there is now a smaller group of people that are hyper profiting off of it, whilst
Yeah,
everybody else is left to flounder,
yeah, it's true.
which was always inevitable. Like with any new platform and any new um, closed community kind of thing, there's always going to be a core group of people that hyper profit, and then everybody else is left to flounder.
Yeah,
Whereas I thought the whole point of it was decentralization of currency, so that you're not bound to any particular government regime or any particular fluctuations in the market. Like your money is decentralized, you can spend it wherever and however across physical and internet borders and things like this. Um, and then it just comes down to even the news not understanding it and taking the piss because they're worried because their entire system is based on existing currencies.
mm.
So things like I can't remember who it was, but celebrities NFTs getting stolen and ransomed, and they had to like buy it back off of blackmailers to use it in their show again. And it's like, why? What are they stealing at that point? If they have the validation, if they have the non-fungible token, and it gets copied, well, surely the original copy of the fungible token is still valid, right? But that's my amateur side of it coming out. I've got no fucking idea how it actually works.
No,
Did they pay the blackmailer for nothing, or was it because the system wasn't secure enough in the meantime? I don't know. I'm a dumbass, you know. So that fear stops me from engaging in it and learning more about it. And I think that's kind of the same for a lot of people that weren't already involved in the Bitcoin world.
mm.
This idea of an NFT wasn't still quite, ironically, still quite tangible enough as like a product. People are used to purchasing a product,
Yeah,
right? And getting a thing. And even if it's a virtual thing, like a piece of software or whatever, there was something measurable that you could gain from it. And I think where there was nothing really measurable, that stopped a lot of people from getting on board. And then when all the assholes come out the woodwork and ruin it for everybody else that might be involved, that just shuts the door forever.
mm. I want to say right off the bat, I'm an absolute amateur on this subject as
Yeah.
well. But from what I know, and what I've seen, of course, there are a lot of not so good things about NFTs. Like you said, a lot of rich people buying NFTs, profiting massively off of it, and
We had this conversation before about the fine art
yeah,
society, right? And you
exactly.
hire your friend to value a piece of artwork at a certain amount and you pay them 30 grand to value it, and then you write that amount off on your taxes.
Yeah.
It's the same circle. It's the same shit that it always is.
Eh,
It's the big boys leeching off of everybody else and then just making money off of it.
yeah. And also all of the scams I've seen with influencers.
Yes,
So
of
that's
course.
really disgusting, actually.
The scams, yeah, 100%, completely disgusting. But it's also the influencers, like you say, we were talking about sponsored content,
Mm-hmm.
chatting shit about stuff that they don't understand, and then
Yeah.
it backfires, even if they weren't intentionally scamming people,
Yeah.
because it's such an obtuse thing to understand. There's always that risk, and it's always like a higher risk. But yeah, the people scamming, the influencers, saying they'll pay people in Bitcoin, and then it crashes and they literally don't have the money to pay, and they have to
Yeah.
liquidate stuff and then put it back into quote unquote real cash anyway, just to pay people.
Mm.
And it's like, if the market's that unstable and you're an influencer who kind of knows what you're doing, but not really, you really shouldn't be pushing that out to these people that you have impression over, that are very impressionable to you specifically.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when people started advertising VPNs on YouTube, everyone was getting freaked out about that because they didn't really understand why they needed a VPN. And I'm all for them. And they're great, you know, because information is currency, and they're being using that to sell advertising to you. Oh, like the adverts you just watched on YouTube and all this. It's like that, but on a whole nother level,
Yeah.
right? You know, it's this idea of like, nobody apart from the people who are controlling it truly understands the network of Bitcoin and how it's going to work. And then they go to some YouTuber and go, hey, do you want 100 Bitcoin to do this advert? And they go, yeah, all right, that's worth loads now. And they don't really know what they're doing. Maybe people get scammed intentionally. Maybe people get scammed by accident. You know, can you get scammed intentionally? I don't know. People do scams intentionally, and then people get scammed by accident.
Yeah.
Or whether they get people scammed unintentionally.
Yeah.
I know what I mean.
Something like that.
They don't mean to, but they screw over the people that are watching their videos. Yeah.
One thing that I do like about NFTs is the whole, you know, it can work as, or it is essentially a receipt on something. And so I've seen it used as tickets for concerts. And I think that's one of the really cool things about NFTs, that the blockchain technology and the what is it called? Not the trust wallet, smart contract, essentially works as a receipt for multiple things that I think is going to be used quite a lot for everyday things around the world.
Yeah, like I said, if there's this idea that putting something on the blockchain in a real sense, in a sense that outside the crypto community, if putting something on the blockchain has a result, like making you have a receipt for a ticket you purchased or something like that, then yeah, that's great. It's when that validation is only accepted or understood or worth anything within the crypto community that it becomes a little bit pyramid schemey, right? You know, it's like you say, you can buy a ticket to a concert and it's backed up on the blockchain and it acts as a receipt. And, you know, you get like an exclusive banned digital artwork NFT as a receipt when you buy a ticket to your concert. Cool, whatever, fine, yeah. But then if they go, oh, I've lost my actual ticket, and they go, oh, okay, well, you know, it's backed up on the blockchain. No worries, we know it was you.
Yeah.
It's got validation. There you go. But if that doesn't exist outside that content, if they go, well, that validates the artwork that you got when you bought the ticket, but you need the ticket itself to get in. That's the issue.
Yeah.
Whether that's a realistic scenario or not, I don't fucking know.
No.
But, you know, that's my understanding of it, at least. Like, it has to have validation outside of the crypto community for it to have,
of course,
validity inside the crypto community, to my mind.
It's probably going to take a little while before it is.
Of course. Yeah. And obviously all governments and bigger corporations are going to be either completely for it, like you've seen everybody started doing NFT nonsense before they even knew what it was, or they're going to be completely against it because it threatens the infrastructure that they've already got.
Yeah.
So it's going to take a while to take off or even become an option of many, you know?
Yeah.